Hello and welcome back to the Gaming Dave Top 5 News Show, where I round up my 5 favourite things that happened in the gaming industry. This week we're focusing on week beginning the 27th of October. Let's go. Now that I've taken my hoodie off, let's get down to business with some spooky news. Starting off with Slender the Arrival. Yeah, the sequel to the 2012 smash hit horror game, Slender the Arrival, that came out in 2013, is getting a current generation console port. It came to last generation, the 360 and PS3 in September, and is coming along to Xbox One, PS4, and Wii U this month or next month. With this new console port comes an array of new content that will of course be added to the PC port, as well as the previous existing console ports, to expand on the Slenderman universe and expand on the Slenderman mythos, which I think is really interesting. So if you're interested, you might want to go check it out. I think it's supposed to be around 8-10 quid, something like that, so if you want to watch out for it, it'll be coming soon. Good news for you Game of Thrones fans out there, which is probably like all of you because it's absolutely massive. The Telltale Games interpretation is still on track for a 2014 release. This was addressed in a Twitter fan query that was inquiring about said game, and their PR person said yes, still on track for 2014, it's on its way. It was also announced later in the week that the game will include 5 playable protagonists, each have an array of different choices that will, in the end, affect the game's central family. That hasn't really been announced yet, but we'll kind of see if it's sort of a big one that's well known, like the Lannisters or the Starks, or if it's kind of going to be like a smaller family, or maybe just kind of introduce one that doesn't get mentioned at all in the series, which I think that while cheating the whole franchise in a sense, could be really interesting. For those of you that might not have heard of Telltale Games, they make really good, episodic, story-rich games. They made the game adaptation for The Walking Dead, which is known to be absolutely fantastic, and they also created this game called Wolf Among Us. And by episodic content, what I mean is they will release a game for like £10 or something, and that'll be the first episode. And then they'll release different episodes every like 2 weeks, every month or something like that, for around the same price. And it's a great way of doing it, both from a business standpoint and from a game standpoint, because you get this content, you buy the content, you play the episode. I haven't played a Telltale Games game myself. Oh, that's a mouthful. So I don't really know how long these episodes are, but it's definitely a good way of doing things. And as a Game of Thrones fan myself, I have the books. Should I fetch the books? Yeah, let's go. Let's fetch the books. Hang on. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm a fan of Game of Thrones. I really like it. I have season 1 DVD on my desk to be watched because I haven't watched the show yet. So I'm gonna get on that, and I've just gone off a side tangent about Game of Thrones, but I'm not gonna edit it out. I don't care. You can deal with it. Number 3, which does affect fans of EA. If you're a fan of EA, you never know. There might be one of you out there that's just like, yes, EA is a stand-up company. We get vague release times-ish for 2 of their upcoming first-person shooters. Star Wars Battlefront, which is gonna be great, no question about it, and also Battlefield 5. Star Wars Battlefront is coming in holiday 2015. That is what they've officially announced. This can kind of go along with the assumption that it's gonna tie around the first of the J.J. Abrams Star Wars films, so that stuff is something to look out for, and it kind of makes sense to do it that way. It definitely sort of makes sense. And Battlefield 5 is coming the holiday season afterwards, so that's holiday 2016. The EA executives have actually turned around and said, we don't need to annualize Battlefield for it to be a good franchise. That's not how it needs to be done. Call of Duty. And they want to keep it this way. They want to keep it this way as much as possible. And they want to expand that to all their franchises, which I think is an attitude that needs to be adopted more in the gaming industry. I mean, sure, I love a good annual title. If it's well made enough and isn't just churning it out. I'm a great fan of the Need for Speed franchise. And that, for the most part, has been an annual release. It's been like, new year, Right, okay, what's the new Need for Speed title? They haven't done one this year because they're working on the one for next year, which I am very much excited about. But yeah, I think this is one of the few things where EA have kind of done it right. Number 2, this might interest some of you, an analyst firm have announced that Call of Duty pre-orders are significantly down, suggesting that the franchise has reached its peak and is definitely going into a decline. Of course, nowadays, many see the franchise as stale, stupid, and generally hold it in a low regard, and favouring other FPS franchises like Halo, Battlefield, and really would rather play them than invest in the new Call of Duty, where they're just bound to find a terrible community. The firm said that pre-orders are down 40% from last year's Call of Duty, which was Call of Duty Ghosts, and 70% down from Black Ops 2. Despite not really being invested in the franchise, I find this is a bit of a shame, because looking at the trailers for Advanced Warfare, it really seems like it could refresh the franchise. You know, it has a new look, and almost I feel like it could do what Modern Warfare did for the franchise. You know, really moving on, because for a while it was focused around World War II and the Gulf War and things like that, and then Modern Warfare came along, and then Modern Warfare 2 came along, which many regard as one of the best Call of Duty games that was made. But with Advanced Warfare, we kind of see a similar jump, this time kind of into the future, bringing with it more breathing room to invite fun mechanics and things like that. So, it's a little bit of a shame, but you never know, it might turn around once the reviews come out, and the press say, hey, this is a great game, this is not the Call of Duty we're used to, this is something different. Go pick it up. So, it's definitely something to watch out for. And number 1, some good news! Nintendo have announced improved financials after great successes with both the Wii U and the 3DS. Ever since the release of titles like Mario Kart 8 and more recently Hyrule Warriors, the Wii U has certainly grown to a level of prominence on par with the Xbox One and the PS4, considering the fact that the Wii U was originally considered a bit of a laughingstock and was not really held in any high regard at all. It's great to see this kind of resurgence in the Wii U. It's now reached a grand total of 7.29 million units sold since its release in November 2012. And also the 3DS has been doing quite well, which it always kind of has done, but it has now reached 45.42 million units sold worldwide, which is absolutely great for a handheld console. Okay, that's me done for this week. Bonus mention, the Evolve Alpha that I mentioned a few weeks ago happened this weekend. I've been playing it, I got my email, so I was really happy about that. While people were away at Halloween parties, I was playing the Evolve Alpha, or waiting in the matchmaking, for those of you that know what I meant. But no, I plan on doing a full review of the alpha. I have a lot to say about it. I have mostly praise. It's mostly going to be praise, but I will of course be doing my testing duties in the sense of just pointing out several things that I found wrong with it. But at the same time, what I will say is it was fantastic. But I'll stop rambling there, because I'm essentially just going to talk about Evolve all day, which I could easily do if I wanted to. So I think it's time to sign off. I'm the Gaming Dave. I'll see you next time.